So you think it's time to level up? I think it's time you should all level up. Let's go ahead and talk about this. Take this journey. So, first I want to give a shout out or rest in peace to the Godfather, Kevin Samuels, the great late brother. I'm not going to go into all the red pill stuff that he went into. I mean, he had a lot of facts. He talked about a lot of red pill, about dating, relationships, but then again, on another perspective of him, he talked about how to become a man and how to become a high value man. And first of all, I think there's a misconception of what a high value man is. Some people think that a high value man is someone who just makes a lot of money. Well, what's a lot of money? What's high value? But as Kevin explained it, I'm going to reference him on this. As Kevin explained it, it's someone who's in the top 5 to 1%. So you're looking at, if you're making $300,000 and up, and you had to have been making that money for a period of time, not just overnight, and you have a network of individuals that are like you within your group, that's a true high value man. Now, want them to come up, that's different. So then we have that other category called H.E.N.R.Ys. The high earner, not rich yet. That's a lot of blue collar workers, a lot of regular workers out there that are making a decent dollar, taking care of their family. You're making, $70,000, $80,000 a year. And we're going to put that on the high earner side because it depends on your locale. Your miles may vary. But let's say 90,000. You're on the H.E.N.R.Y side. But all of us aren't there. All of us haven't gotten there. Or all of us are trying to aspire to get there. So that's what I'm going to help you guys do. So my objective is to take you from no low value to some value. And I say some value because you don't just jump into high value overnight. That's not an overnight wake up, roll over, and you wake up the next morning, now you're a millionaire. Now you're in the top 5%, 1%. That's a journey. And that's like one thing people don't realize and accept and experience is the journey. And it's a journey for everyone, unless you've made money from the lottery, someone's life insurance policy, those extreme needs or measures. But one component, or let's just talk about this today, as a matter of fact, on how to become no value to some value, to medium value, because you got to get to the middle to get to the top. So you got to go from low, medium, high. So a lot of guys, I'm going to touch on guys. This is for you, man. A lot of you guys don't realize that image is everything. Now, when I say that, you got some guys saying, oh yeah, I know image is everything. People see me as exactly. What do people see you as? You have a lot of people who say, I don't care what people think. I don't care what society thinks about me. I'm going to do what I want to do and how I want to do it. It's nice. These nice boots right here. I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. Who cares? But it depends on what kind of level you're trying to stay on. So image is everything. It's what the people perceive you to be. You can be perceived as a nice guy and be a hell of a guy, behind closed doors, but that's perception. Perception is everything. I mean, I went to one of my military schools, and that's one thing that was beat into my head as an officer. Perception is everything. And some of the scenarios that they would, expand upon were, I'm an officer, let's say I'm a major, and I'm hanging around this sergeant, this female sergeant. Meanwhile, she's a friend of the family, but no one knows it. Real close friend of the family, no one knows it. And we go out to lunch, we hang out, even though it is fraternization, but just roll with me here on this. And the perception of that is, hey, Major Steve, he's messing around with Sergeant so-and-so. And then the rumors start. Then it's perceived that you're messing around. And that's the perception that people will have, even though it's not happening. And that perception could go up to the higher leadership. Then you get looked at differently. And you can't have that attitude of, I can care less what people think, because that attitude there doesn't reflect on what was perceived by the higher ups. These are the guys that write your reviews. You're in corporate world, these are the guys that give you your raises, your evaluations. But with that attitude, who cares? Well, who cares about leveling up? So you got to think about that. So let's say if you're in the workplace, let's warehouse work this. You're hanging at the warehouse, and I worked at one place. The male to female ratio, or the female to male ratio, was like 3-1. It was insane. And you had some of those guys that were just talking to all the girls, going around in circles, circling the block, if you will. And myself, I didn't partake because of perception. And the things you have to really give, the image that you want is the image that you have to project. So you want to project a professional type image. You still can be real with the people, behind closed doors, but you have to be perceived as someone who means business. Like I said, we look at the warehouse side. Okay, you go to work every day. You say hi to the guard coming in the door. That doesn't make you a punk. You say hi to your coworkers. You go to ask your boss, what can you do? We're going to get into all those other aspects of leveling up. You want to build that perception that you're a great guy. I'm not going to use the word nice guy. I'm going to say use the word great guy. Because everybody likes being around a great guy. Even if it's perceived to be. Some of these other people don't even have to talk to you, but when they hear these people talking about you, they're like, hey, that's Steve, he's a good dude. He's a real good dude. And think about how that trickles. That trickles up. And that's where a lot of fraternities, kind of really come into play, or really, what's the word I want to say? With a lot of fraternities have that image. If you're in a fraternity, you're looked at as, you could be a frat boy, but it's an image of, I wouldn't say power, but notoriety, in a sense. It's a totally different image than what's out there. And most fraternities stand for something good. They help the homeless, charity work, and everything. But that's one thing, this is what I want to talk about today, before we get on this whole journey of leveling up, because we're going to level up together. I'm at a certain stage, so I'm trying to bring you up to my stage. I'm definitely not high value, but I could fall on the H.E.N.R.Y list. But I'd rather have some people help bring me up. I'm trying to help bring you up. And I'm going to bring you up with some of the things that I've experienced along the way. I'm your average person, came up in a 2-parent household that became broken. The household that I lived in, we didn't have a lot of money. We had some grueling times, and I made it. I'm not going to say I made it from the bottom, but I made it from the bottom, what's in my realm. I've had numerous jobs and putting myself through school on my own and no student loans, but like I said, putting myself through school, numerous jobs, trying to be a public servant, so I'm not just talking, out of my butt on this, this is from experience and reality, so take that one with you, work on that image, work on your image. And that can go on the physical part, go to work every day, dress a little bit cleaner, a little bit neater, Even if you're in a warehouse, I mean, I work in an environment where some people come in shorts. But if you look at management, and I'm not talking about upper management, management one level above me, let's say, or director, you'll never see them come in shorts. You'll never see them come in a t-shirt with names and designs on it. Because you have to separate yourself from the average worker, the average person, because you are separated, given your position. So you have to act the position. And that's perception. That higher management do or does different things. So keep that one. Think about that one. Keep that one with you. But until the next time, we're gonna embrace this whole journey. So until the next time, level up.